Tech and clips.
Yeah. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. We are back with another song by Alanis Morissette. This was highly suggested. So shout out to the subscriber that suggested I check this one out. Song is titled Hands Clean. Put this out there if you've never heard it, so strictly good to it. First time listening, first time reaction. Have the lyrics pulled up just in case I might need it for my interpretation, for my review at the end of the video. Hands Clean by Alanis Morissette. Let's take a listen, guys. Okay.
If it weren't for your maturity, none of this would have happened. If you weren't so wise beyond your years, I would have been able to control myself. If it weren't for my attention, you wouldn't have been successful. And if it weren't for me, you would never have amounted to very much. Especially to members of your family. We best keep this to ourselves and not tell any members of our inner posse. I wish I could tell the world, cause you're such a pretty thing when you're done up properly. I might wanna marry you one day if you watch that weight and you keep your firm body.
Okay, guys, so that was Alanis Morissette with the song Hands Clean. Shout out to the supporter, the subscriber that suggested I check this one out. Like I said, I went in blind, first time hearing the song. I have to say, when I first, hit play on the song, Hands Clean, I was, immediately pulled in by how laid back and almost conversational this song feels. So the instrumentation isn't overwhelming. To me, it's pretty mellow. With that steady guitar groove, and warm rhythm section. But that simplicity actually works perfectly because I feel like it lets Alanis, her voice and storytelling take the spotlight. What's really also struck me was the way she delivered the lyrics. It didn't feel like she is just singing a song. It felt like she's directly confessing or recounting something very personal. There's also this sense of honesty, almost like I'm reading pages out of her diary. As a listener, I cannot help but lean in closer, because I want to catch every single word. Vocally, Alanis, I love the fact that she didn't need to belt here. To make an impact, if that makes sense. I love the way she uses the restraint, and that subtlety is what makes the message land even harder. It's almost like the calmness, in her voice, contrast. With the weight of the story that she's telling. A song definitely feels layered. Like on the surface, it's catchy and accessible, but underneath, it carries a much more complicated, emotional core, and that duality, is what makes this song so powerful. I really respect how Alanis, isn't afraid, to be vulnerable. Yet, she packages it, in a way that sounds approachable and easy, to listen to. Overall, I think this song, Hands Clean, it's one of those songs that rewards you the more you sit with it. The first listen, had me vibing, with the melody, but I have a feeling, by the second or third listen, I would be really feeling the weight of the words. It's intimate, thought-provoking, and still catchy enough, to stick with you, to stick in your head, long after, this video ends. Yes, I'll give this like a hard 8 out of 10. Yeah, let me know what you think about this song. Let me know if you want me to continue checking out more from Alanis Morissette. I'll be so glad to do just that. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. My name is Philip, and on to the next video. If you can take care, stay safe. Peace out.